Okay, some things that you're going to need for this build are sandpaper. Like I said, I use 120 grit. You can even start off with an 80 if you want. Just don't press hard. Let the sandpaper do the work. Because if you gouge too deep, then you won't be able to clean it up. I get this stuff here at the hobby shop. It's a roll of self-adhesive fine sandpaper, and I stick it onto the end of some craft sticks. You know, so now I can fine-tune my. I also get the skinny ones, and use that to fine-tune all these little pieces. You know, to sand all these, which I've already pre-sanded. Then you're also going to need some CA glue. I use the extra thick because it gives you like 15 to 20 seconds of work time before it sets up. I get that at my local hobby shop. I'm sure you can get that online. I use needle nose pliers, a X-Acto knife. I use a little rotary tool like a Dremel. Get away without it, but it makes things a lot easier if you have them. The sanding sponges, it contours to the shape a lot better, and it knocks the hard edges off of everything, like these holes and stuff. Just by going over it like that after you're done with your rough sanding, it almost polishes the plastic. You can see the difference. Hey kids, Ray Bear back here in the blaster lab. We're going to start with the scope and the rail today. So we're going to need the scope pieces, which are the two main body halves, and the ring for the eyepiece end. There's also an little alignment ring here that you need for that. Then there's the scope front piece and the simulated screws, this little set of 3 simulated screws. The reason I separated all that is it adds detail, but it also gives you a flat surface here now on the front of the scope, so you can sand this, and and then get this all the way down to the base, so that'll vastly improve the appearance of that. The rail now is the scale width, and we're going to clean all these pieces up. We're going to adjourn to the workroom because I don't like to sand parts around my robots. Alright, so these are the parts of the scope that we're going to be dealing with. First thing is this scope piece here. We need to get rid of this scaffolding here. That's part of the building process, printing process. See how that fits in there now. Oh yeah, see, now it goes in. A little bit better. So I'm going to go ahead and clean these up, and the rail also, with 120 grit sandpaper on my power sander. This is just a vibrating sander. You don't want like one of those RO sanders or anything that spins real fast and creates too much heat. This one just vibrates. You can also just sand it by hand if you want, using sanding sponges. I use these anyway for finishing because I use fine sponges. It follows the contour. Okay, what you're looking for here is plastic that's rough enough to accept paint, but is smooth enough to not show valleys and pits. So you want a nice smooth surface. Run your fingernail over it and make sure it doesn't snag anywhere. If it does, it needs more sanding.
you want near perfection on prep work. If you see any flaws in your prep work, it will be magnified in your finish. So you need to make sure that you have things right before you step into the paint booth.
All right, and it's key to where it only fits one way. Alignment ring, you don't need to sand it or anything because it just fits in here to help you align that eyepiece. Well, you might need to hit it with a sandpaper just to get it to fit right. And there's little notches on here. You know, if you have any preference, I just try to get them about horizontal. And you can also, you could cut some, like a page protector or something like that, something clear, and you could put it in there if you want to simulate a lens. Now, if you want to use these plastic stimulated screws, you can clean those up with the sanding sticks and then glue them right into those 3 holes. And then you'll see on the bottom I put holes there, but they're really to get it in the right position. I'm not going to do a whole lot of glue here. I don't want it to get messy. Holes to line it up. Just making sure it's centered. So that's why I use that thick CA. It gives you a minute to fool around with it. Alright. Oh, see, it also slides a little if you're not careful. So hold it real still for about 20 seconds. This tab on the front, you'll need to fine tune that with the sanding sticks. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and clean these up. We have our completed scope and rail. Okay, our next lesson will be starting on the barrel assembly, so that'll be exciting. All right, so tune in.